So Dawn, in our last video, we had talked about how your diet and like refined sugars and eating things such as starches and white breads like really affect your stress levels. So it's crazy for me to think that what I eat, eating white bread, is going to affect like hair loss or it's going to give me night sweats. Like you never equate those two things. Can you further explain that?
Yeah. You know, when we talked in the beginning, I said that what's happening is we have this singular cause, this big picture cause, and then from that, all these different symptoms arise. What medical profession does is they feast on all these different symptoms. They can treat it with, you can develop different drugs for each different symptom. So it ends up, we lose sight of the fact that there's a single cause. But what happens is, when we start talking about that single cause, you're having a very legitimate feeling now. It's like, well, how can that one thing, how can eating sugar and that, what I explained to you, causes an internal stress in your body, but how does that lead to the symptom itself? How's my hair falling out because I ate the sugar? How's my hair falling out because I'm angry, during a certain section of the day, or my job stress, or whatever it might be, right? So this was the discovery. And if people could understand just this one thing that I'm about to say, we are literally going to blow the lid off of all this misconception and problem getting results for people. Think of it like this. Remember I said the first thing that you have to solve is this problem of spiking these big hormones. Now think about what spiking a big hormone means. It means an elevation, a rise, right? Too much. What kind of drug are you going to give somebody for too much of something? The only way to correct that is to not allow that to happen. You have to remove the cause of that problem so that that doesn't occur. So that's the first step. But now here's what I didn't say, which is really the thing that solves this problem and helps everybody to understand this. When you have a symptom like a hot flash, a night sweat, hair loss, low sex drive, sleep problems, all the things that are associated with and it doesn't matter what age we're talking about. It can be a young woman in her teens if she's having stubborn weight gain and PMS, or a lady who's 75 who's just suffering from the effects of low estrogen levels over a long period of time. It doesn't make any difference because the same thing is happening, and here's what it is. Elevate and raise and spike those big hormones. Remember what I said? It sends a message to your brain, and your brain automatically goes, my survival is being threatened. When survival is being threatened, all else stops and everything focuses on eliminating that threat in that moment. Make sense so far? Now, when that occurs, in order for your body to make enough of these big hormones, insulin, adrenaline, and cortisol, in particular those stress hormones, what it will do is it will literally steal, it hijacks, it takes the other hormones that you as a woman need. Estrogen, progesterone, thyroid hormone, DHEA, testosterone. Women have testosterone too. All of that. It steals it so that you can stop this survival first problem.
Okay.
So now think about that for a second. You're constantly elevating and spiking these big hormones. Sugar does it. So does mental, emotional, degenerative forms of stress. Those are the two big dominant burdens. You keep doing that over and over, you set up a situation where your body has to sacrifice its other hormones in order to do it. So we're always wondering when you go to the doctor and he takes blood out and he looks and says, oh, you're low in hormones. Cassie, where did they go? What do you mean low? Where did they just fly out of your bloodstream into the ether? What happened to them? So the way in which they become low is the big discovery. They become low because you're overstimulating and causing this big form of stress, and then your body's compensating by stealing your other hormones. And while this process goes on year after year after year, gradually the resources that you have in the background, your thyroid hormone, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, they're gradually depleted to keep feeding this stress monster. And then at some point you get so low that what happens? It's all individual to the woman, but it might be hair loss, it might be skin problems, it might be low sex drive, it might be sleep problems, it might be all of those things, it might be none of those things. It could be stubborn weight. So do you see how one central cause, when you know what that cause is, Now you've got a paradigm, a way to look at the entire problem, and you can say, if I fix this, all these downstream consequences, they don't stand a chance. They have to go away. You have to rise above those symptoms. As you get healthier and improve your metabolism, improve your hormones, and improve the feel-good chemicals in your brain, as you do that, the physical, mental, and emotional symptoms will clear and dissipate. That's what the inevitability protocol is all about.